to elbow racing as the Hell Performance Street Fighters and Thundersport Bridgestone 500s come to Mallory Park for the final round of the Thundersport Championship. This is Thundersport Naked.
Yes, welcome to a foggy Mallory Park for the final day of the season at ThundersportGB. Thundersport Naked, of course, following the Bridgestone Thundersport 500s and the Hell Performance Street Fighters, both classes with no fairings, hence Thundersport Naked. First up, of course, we have the Bridgestone Thundersport 500s for you in a championship battle, still going all the way down to the wire and going down to this very race. Adam Clark, number 87, has the advantage over number 10, Sam Ludgate, and pretty much just needs to stay in touch with him, but they all need to try and beat Joe Barton this weekend. Joe has had a decent end to the season, certainly, and Neil Bainbridge here, number 100, second on the grid, who's been in the top 4 or 5 of the championship all year long, has certainly come on song in these final few rounds also. Third on the grid there for Richard Blunt, who has been, again, there or thereabouts in the top 10 of the championship all year long, has taken a couple of podiums, and fourth on the grid for number 87, the championship leader, a newcomer to racing this season on the HB Motorcycles Honda CB 500, looking to wrap up the title. Keep an eye out then for number 10, Sam Ludgate. Realistically, he has to win this race, and you'll be able to spot him. All of these bikes identical, but Sam has got number 10 on the blue and yellow CB 500, just on the second row of the grid. Away they go then with the lights out, and Sam Ludgate already pushing his way up towards the sharp end. Can Joe Barton get himself up into third in the championship also? He can, mathematically speaking, this weekend, get himself second in the championship, but he would need something to go wrong for a couple of the other riders up ahead of him. But as it is, going into Ed Wieners, it's Adam Clark that leads from Richard Blunt. Then Sam Ludgate barges his way up into third place ahead of Neil Bainbridge, and that's exactly what he needs to do. Further back there, number 32, Nick Clift. You can see number 49, I just caught a glimpse of, Adam Houghton, all the way back down through. Phil Doody, of course, a regular, the Dudester, but back to the front we've got 87, Adam Clark that leads. 27 there, James Pickford's been having a good run towards the end of the year. Keep an eye out for him on the sky blue CB 500. But there it is, Clark from Blunt, from Ludgate, from Neil Bainbridge. And Matt Schillings also did very well at Cadwell Park, number 24 on the white CB 500. Joe Barton not getting off to a very good start at all. There he is with the green, black and white leathers. And just got a shot at Rob Morby, number 53 also. A rider that's been in the top 10 all year long, and a couple of podiums here and there. But it's the championship leader that is leading so far in this race, and that's a good move there from Neil Bainbridge around the outside, chopping the nose off the front of Sam Ludgate. Then it's number 24, Matt Schillings. If I said white CB 500 earlier, I meant blue. It's number 36, Dean Court, with the white CB 500. And there is the race leader, number 87, just going around Shores. Coming under pressure now from Richard Blunt, rider from Elverden, and Neil Bainbridge in third there with the yellow, black and red leathers, number 100. There is Neil from Hutton Rugby on the Hare Bulk Haulage Honda. In the slipstream now of Richard Blunt. All of these bikes absolutely identical. Speed, they're all identical machinery pretty much, budget racing, but it's been a fascinating year. As you see there, Nick Cliff just going through, the blue bike with the yellow wheels, number 32. They come around Gerrards and onto the short steppy straight now. And Sam Ludgate in fourth place really needs to be doing something about race leader here, Adam Clark. He has to beat him in this race, otherwise it's curtains for the championship. There again is 32 and 36, Nick Clift and Dean Court. Nick Clift had a chance of the championship midway through, but it all went horribly wrong, and that's a great move around the outside from Neil Bainbridge, and that's what Sam Ludgate will be pleased to see. Bainbridge, who started the season off very well, and just sort of fell back into 5th and 6th place regularly midway through the season. As you see further back there, Matt Shillings and James Pickford having a good old scrap with Sam Ludgate, and Sam won't be pleased to be involved in that sandwich. He needs to get himself out of there. They tip now into Gerard's corner. Oh, and his back end, they're almost clipping the front wheel of the riders around him. Sam Ludgate getting himself in some trouble and just losing ground now with the riders up ahead. Lap record in this class, Steve Tomes of 59.2 coming into this weekend's racing, and the riders at the moment are into the 59.4s, so not far off the lap record. And you have to say that Steve Tomes effectively is a Mallory Park specialist, really. Done many a lap round here, but it's Bainbridge that leads from Adam Clark. Now Joe Barton looked like he just tried to edge out Richard Blunt for 3rd place. Joe Barton certainly the quickest man on circuit at the moment. He's just put in a lap time 2 or 3 tenths quicker than anyone else, and Sam Ludgate, number 10, falling into the clutches of the riders behind, and it just looks like it's going to go away from him here. Adam Clark fighting for the win, fighting for the championship. There's 53, Rob Morby ahead of Nick Clift. You've got Sam Holton, number 34, in amongst them as well. Don't forget about Sam Holton, Lee Shallcross and Shane Parkin. Adam Pelfreman up in the top 12, but this is the battle for the lead now. And Joe Barton from 3rd to 1st, a great move from Barton, having posted the fastest lap of the race. He moves up into the lead ahead of Neil Bainbridge. So it's better news still for Sam Ludgate, if only he can just get himself now up into 3rd place and maybe alongside him and force number 87 into a mistake. But Joe Barton it is that leads from Neil Bainbridge. At the moment, as it stands, number 87, Adam Clark, would be crowned Thundersport 500 champion in his 1st season of racing. Started the year out with the orange bib on, of course, to denote the fact that he was a newcomer, and has just come on leaps and bounds. There's number 25 and number 38 getting a bit out of shape. 25 is Matthew Hammond, and it's Ben Bailey, number 38, that was almost shrugging himself off the circuit there. A bit of a tank slapper and a wobbler on the 500. Back to the front we go, and that's... Oh, we've got a faller in the background there. A faller in the background. Now, let's have a look. Oh no, that could be Sam Ludgate, and it is Sam Ludgate. Sam Ludgate's gone down, and he's hurt. That is it. That's the championship done and dusted, folks. Sam Ludgate has gone down. He really did go down hard as well on his arm or his shoulder, something like that. Oh, and that looked nasty. Well, what that means is that Adam Clark, number 87, he won't necessarily be aware of this situation at the moment, but the last lap flag comes out, and regardless as to his situation, which is currently 3rd on circuit, he is the Thundersport 500 champion, courtesy of that fall, and no doubt he'll come across that incident any second now. There's still a race to be won here, though, and looks like it's going to go down to the wire between Bainbridge and Barton. There is Bainbridge, number 100, with Barton having a look up the inside, slinging it up the inside, and Blunt goes around the outside of Adam Clark and moves up to 3rd. Will Adam Clark have seen the medics and marshals attending to Sam Ludgate, one wonders, as you just see a quick glimpse there of number 40. It's Steve Dufton and 999 Chris Smith just getting lapped. Joe Barton there running wide on the approach to Shores. That's not really worked out well for him, and that could mean it for the race. And Neil Bainbridge, number 100 here, coming around to try and lap Dan Richards, and as they make their way onto the start finish straight, it's going to be Neil Bainbridge that takes the win here ahead of Joe Barton. 3rd place for Richard Blunt and 4th place for Adam Clark, but more importantly, that is it. That's the championship. Adam Clark, the 2012 Bridgestone Thundersport 500 race, courtesy of Sam Ludgate going down, and hopefully, fingers crossed, Sam's okay. Bainbridge wins from Barton, Blunt, Clark, Shillings, and Nick Clift in 6th place. And there you see the champion joining the top 3 on the podium. And thanking his sponsors, HB Motorcycle Racing. Adam Clark wins it then. Joe Barton sneaks into 2nd. Sam Ludgate injured and 3rd.
Richard Blunt, that was a tough battle for 3rd position.
It was excellent fun though, fighting against these guys. It's nice and close, but you know you're not going to get knocked off, but it's constant brushing the shoulders, and yeah, all the time you're fighting for your position, which makes it fantastic fun racing. So really good, really good.
Were the conditions out there tricky for you?
They weren't too bad. There was a bit of damp out there, but didn't seem to affect the tyres too much. But they're absolutely flying, so really good fun, fantastic.
A good result. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, massive thanks to my dad, who pretty much sorts everything out for me, brings me every weekend. Big thanks to Equine Motorcycles, who've been helping us out. And a really big thanks to the Thundersport team for putting on the event, getting us out there and having a good time.
Well done. And we move to second position in Thundersport 500s, goes to Joe Barton. A good result for you there.
Yeah, brilliant race for me. I made a terrible start. I think I was back in about 8th around the first corner. Managed to battle my way through. I knew Neil would be up at the front, so I just tried to stick with him for a bit, but came into some back markers. Same again, it usually all goes wrong for me, so I did this time. Didn't manage to catch him, but yeah, brilliant race. Having a bit of trouble with my bike, getting gears, but we'll see what we can do for the next one.
Brilliant. And any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, massive thanks to Johnny at HB Motorcycles. Couldn't do it without him. He's put the bike together brilliant, and no doubt he'll sort it out for the next race. I'd like to thank everyone that's come to help me out. My mum, my dad, girlfriend, everyone that's come to support me. All the medics and marshals. And also, a bit cheeky, but I'm going to get it in anyway. I'm desperate for sponsorship for a 600 for next year. So if anyone can help out, get involved at the hpmotorcycles.co.uk. That's about it. Thank you.
We hope to see you back up here next race. And first position in the Thundersport 500s goes to Neil Bainbridge. An excellent result for you there.
Yeah, capped the bits with that. So I learned Joe's weak spots from yesterday, and so there's a lot of defensive riding going on in that race. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. Yeah.
Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, big thanks to Mick Hairball College, brilliant help. Kevin Liddle, joinery, Jack Liddle, my girlfriend Jacqueline, mum and dad, bulk chain and logistics, and everyone else for coming this weekend supporting me. Excellent, cheers.
A brilliant race, well done.
Thank you.
Bridgestone Thundersport 500 champion 2012 goes to Adam Clark. 4th position in the race, but you must be ecstatic with the championship win.
Yeah, fantastic end to what's been a fantastic year, my first year in racing. I'd like to dedicate it to HB Motorcycles, Don and Johnny who've helped me out all year. They've been absolutely fantastic. Everybody who's come down to help me, my mum, my dad, my nan who's helped me out immensely all year, John, Johnny, Cleggy, Nick Mallington, everybody for coming down and helping out. Perfecta Paving, Mark for buying me tyres throughout the year. Also Steve from SDS Plumbing and Heating. My best friend Ollie Charlesworth and his super fast hairdo, Volley Divadine hairdressing, my girlfriend for coming down as well, Abby. So yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, it's been a fantastic year.
Well done to Adam then, the champion of 2012. Still one race to come here on Thundersport Naked. Join us again after the break.
Moped, sports bikes, you save watts. Any bike, it makes no odds. We will give you what you need. Best price always guaranteed. Come to us and get a quote. You'll be singing note for note. Walk away with cash to spend on anything you want, my friend. Bike Insurer, Bike Insurer, Bike Insurer.
Get the cheapest bike insurance, guaranteed, only from the Bike Insurer.
The Bridgestone Thundersport 500s, the final race of 2012, ready to go here. We already have a champion in number 87, Adam Clark, but pole position for this last race of the year, Joe Barton. He's trying to secure second in the championship. Second on the grid there for Neil Bainbridge, who's already had a race win here this weekend. He's trying to get himself, or certainly try and consolidate 4th in the championship. Third on the grid, number 13, Richard Blunt from Elvedon on the Honda 500. It's actually listed in the programme as a Kawasaki 500. I'll have to check that with Richard, because if it is, he'll be the only one out there. And then you can see Clarksey with the orange bib on. He was a newcomer this year and managed to claim the championship in that last race out on circuit. Sam Ludgate, unfortunately, had a bit of a tumble. Hopefully he's okay. He's not out on circuit. What that means is that Joe Barton realistically only needs to finish in the top 4 or 5 to be claiming second overall in the championship, and that would be harsh going, I would say, for Sam Ludgate, who's been a championship protagonist pretty much throughout the whole of the season. But it's Neil Bainbridge, as I mentioned, already a race winner here at Mallory. He likes it around this place, and he leads going into Ed Wieners, and that looks like Adam Clark, the champion, that's just slotted up into second place. All of these machines pretty much identical on speed. It's budget racing, elbow to elbow stuff. Further back there is number 40, that's Steve Dufton. Nice bright helmet there, easy to spot, and we've got a rider who's just taking a nap. It's a pretty good view from down there, up and okay hopefully, but that looks like Craig Fowell actually that's had the incident, but he's up and okay as the riders exit Devil's Elbow and make their way onto the start-finish straight. There is number 25, Matthew Hammond from Neston on the Motrack Racing Honda. And down they go and around Gerrard's Corner. Still Bainbridge that leads this one, number 100 from the champion, Adam Clark. In third place there, looks like Joe Barton, nicknamed the Spartan, 106 in third. He's looking to get into the 600 category for next season. And number 42, that's Chris Spink, a rider that at times this year has certainly looked as though he could threaten the top 4 or 5. And again, another glimpse of 25, Matt Hammond. But it's Neil Bainbridge that leads. That lead has just been cut slightly by the champion, Adam Clark. It's Joe Barton is the man you need to look out for in third place. He just needs to finish this race well. In third and fourth and fifth there, number 27, James Pickford, having a good battle with what looks to be Matt Chillings. Both of them former Aprilia Super Team riders. And then it's number 13, Richard Blunt there, ahead of Sam Holton. They will make their way around Gerrard's and down the Stebby Straight, and still it is Bainbridge that leads. And Joe Barton thought about a move up the inside of the champion Clark then, but has decided against it for now. Chris Spink going through. Number 34 there, Sam Holton, just ahead of Nick Cliff. Number 32, Nick, another rider that up till pretty much Snetterton had a fine chance of winning this championship, but it's just probably, I don't think he'll mind me saying, that he's just chucked it up the road a few too many times this year, and we'll try and have another crack at that, I'm sure, next year. But the number 1 plate there closing down now on Neil Bainbridge, the race leader. And Joe Barton also tucked up in third place. In fact, look at that, was it like a drive-by? Clark on the HB Motorcycles Honda around the outside of Neil Bainbridge. Neil Bainbridge from Hutton Rugby on the Harebulk Haulage Honda. But it's the 2 HB Motorcycle Hondas that seem to be challenging at the moment, and that's Adam Clark and Joe Barton first and third. And James Pickford there, number 27 on the Sky Blue Honda. You can just see the rider from Huddersfield there is closing up on this gaggle as well. So what was a 3-way fight for the lead looks to be a 4-way fight now as they make their way around the S's, and Matt Chillings is also not too far away. So Bainbridge fights back. Nice move there from him around the outside, and James Pickford has moved ahead of Joe Barton now. Pickford up for this one. He's up into third place. James Pickford this season, well, coming into the weekend, he was 9th overall in the championship, just behind Matt Chillings and Richard Blunt, but he's ahead of them on circuit here. Further back, that's 26 and 31. Matthew Poncier and Stuart Makin onto the start-finish straight, and a little bit, if you look even further back, you'll see number 147, Phil Doody, my mate, the Dudester, who, well, he had a bit of an injury. He'd broken a bone in his hand, and it was recovering nicely, but I bumped into him this morning, and apparently one of his fellow riders has crushed his hand with an overzealous handshake and has re-broken a bone, so he's struggling out there at the moment. Is the Dudester, number 147. Back to the front though, and look at Pickford, late on the brakes, slams it up the inside of Neil Bainbridge. Has he made it stick as they go through the bus stop? Yes, he has. You could just about get 2 Bridgestone Thundersport 500s into the bus stop, so Neil Bainbridge thought about biting back. Adam Clark, meanwhile, in fourth. The champion of 2012, I think, is just staying out of this one. There is number 194, Neil Schofield, just up in the top 20 there. He's been having a battle with Phil Doody further back. Back to the Stebby straight though, and it's James Pickford that leads from Bainbridge, number 100. But here comes Joe Barton. Oof. Just remains in third place there. There's Nick Cliff, number 32. Nick from St Albans. And as I found out at Snetterton a few rounds ago, a Spurs fan as well, so we like him all the more for that. James Pickford just running a little bit wide there and giving Neil Bainbridge, just a bit of a chance to bite back at him. There's the champion, number 1, being hunted down now by number 24, Matthew Shillings from Howden. To the start-finish straight they go, and we take a look at Poncia once more. And that's Dan Richards, number 12, a rookie. And the JDR Performance Honda. This championship has been fought all the way through. There's been some classic racing. And look at this, 3 abreast down into Edwinas. It's Pickford that leads. Barton now up the inside of Neil Bainbridge, who's caught napping there. So this one looks like being a close race all the way to the line. In the background there, Shillings and the champion Clark just seem to have fallen away. Lap times are down into the low 59s, which is lap record pace. So they are flying at the front of this one. James Pickford, I'm pretty sure that we've seen him on the podium a few times this year. I'd have to check the records to find out if he's taken a win or not, but James Pickford, certainly this would do him the world of good in the championship to try and jump up into the top 8 overall. He's doing a good job out there, the final race of the year, ahead of Joe Barton, who realistically just needs to finish in the top 5 or 6 to be guaranteed finish that second place in the championship. So I don't think you're going to see anything too drastic coming from the Spartan in second place. And he's got to be a bit careful because Neil Bainbridge behind him, who is guaranteed 4th. He can't finish 3rd, he can't finish 5th, and there he is, he's up the inside of Joe Barton. And as I thought, he's really got nothing to lose here. He just wants to win the race outright. And I think Joe Barton might just be better off to leave these two to scrap it out and try and consolidate 3rd place. In the background there, you'll have just seen number 40, Steve Dufton. He's just being lapped at the moment. Last lap flag is out, and Pickford has got a good advantage here. That's a good 3/4 of a second he's got over Bainbridge and Joe Barton in 3rd. They're coming up to a bit of traffic there. That looks like Chris Smith that they're coming up on, another rookie, Chris from Rotherham. And as they get down into Edwinas, it's going to be tight there. James Pickford's going to probably lose a 10th or 2 there, but he's still got a decent lead. Pickford is now just a few corners away from taking a glorious win here in the Bridgestone Thundersport 500s. 30-odd bikes started this race, but the winner looks like it's going to be Pickford. He runs wide on the exit again. He has a look over his shoulder, and it's in the bag, I think. No mistakes, please, James. And he exits the bus stop chicane around Devil's Elbow, and it's going to be a fine win here. Excellent stuff. James Pickford takes 25 points. A good end to the season. Neil Bainbridge takes 2nd. Joe Barton takes 3rd, and Joe Barton confirms himself as the runner-up in the championship for 2012. Matthew Shillings, an excellent 4th ahead of the champion of this year, Adam Clark. And Dean Court, good stuff in 6th. And there is a very happy James Pickford in the middle with Neil Bainbridge to the left and Barton on the right.
3rd in the Bridgestone Thundersport 500s goes to Joe Barton. A 3rd in the race, but 2nd in the championship.
Yeah, that race for me, we're all about wrapping up the championship. I knew where I needed to finish. We were 5th or better to get 2nd in the championship. Unfortunate for Sam Ludgate, he had a crash earlier on, he's broke his collarbone, so I'd like to wish him all the best. Sorry for taking 2nd off you, mate. But yeah, a fantastic race we made. Just like to say it's been an absolutely fantastic class. Everyone's helped us out all year, and it's been an absolute pleasure. So thank you to Johnny at HB Motorcycles as always, everyone that's come to support me, my mum, my dad, my sister, my girlfriend, just everybody. And I'd like to thank Thundersport, all the marshals, medics and officials as well.
Well done. 2nd position goes to Neil Bainbridge, another podium for you today.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I thought it'd be Joe Barton that had come through there, but when I saw James on the blue bike, well, I couldn't better him at all. He was riding superb and managed to hold Joe off for 2nd place, so brilliant, yeah.
Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mick Hare again, Harebull College, all the Liddles, my mum and dad, my girlfriend Jacqueline, and Bolton and Logistics again. Thanks for all your help, and thanks to Thundersport for putting on some great racing for us.
Brilliant, well done. Cheers. And first position goes to James Pickford. First podium for you today, you must be happy with another trophy.
Ecstatic about that, yeah. Qualified 11th, so had a hard battle to get to the front, but enjoyed every second of it. So yeah.
Was it a tough battle to get to the top?
Getting through to start with, yeah, but when I got to the front three, that was when I thought, right, I could have this here, so the adrenaline just kicked in, so yeah.
Well done. Any sponsors you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my mum, dad, Tony Goodlad for helping put my bike together today because I had it off in the first race, CWS Windows and Miller's Oils. Thanks.
Congratulations.